Guidelines for the crew of deep-sea fishing vessels during the onboard COVID-19 quarantine. As the global COVID-19 pandemic is still raging, and according to the Fisheries Agency, Council of Agriculture, Executive Yuan, ROC Taiwan, the vessel you serve on has a history of contact with potential virus sources and is prone to incur an outbreak, so the crew must undergo a 14-day quarantine. The Central Epidemic Command Center allows the crew or part of the crew to undergo the quarantine on board. To prevent cluster infections, be sure to abide by the following rules. 1. Before the quarantine measures are officially lifted, the crew must not, without permission, contact, trade with non-vessel members, including personnel who replenish supplies or unload catches. Disembarking is also prohibited. 2. Follow quarantine inspectors' guidance. If non-vessel members come aboard, keep a distance of at least 1 meter from them. 3. Wear a face mask. Wash hands frequently and keep a safe distance from one another. 4. Follow quarantine inspectors' guidance for onboard activities, work, dining, bathing, etc. Those who fail or refuse to do so will be reported to the Marine Bureau of Kaohsiung City Government and heavily penalized. 5. Follow the daily health screening, such as temperature check, if you have any of the following symptoms: fever, itchy or sore throat, runny or stuffy nose, loss of taste or smell, nausea and vomiting, diarrhea, fatigue, etc. Please inform the inspectors immediately. 6. When any violation of the aforesaid rules is verified by the inspectors or the authorities concerned, the crew must undergo a 14-day onshore quarantine and will be disqualified to apply for the relevant subsidies. Violators will be sent to a collective quarantine center and receive a fine of 100,000 NT dollars to 1 million NT dollars in accordance with Article 15 of the Special Act for Prevention, Relief, and Revitalization Measures for Severe Pneumonia and Novel Pathogens. Duties of COVID-19 quarantine inspectors aboard deep-sea fishing vessels. 1. Supervise the crew and make sure they all understand that disembarking is prohibited without permission. Report those who refuse to follow the rule to the vessel owner immediately. And if any migrant worker is missing or runs away, report the case to the Ministry of the Interior, National Immigration Agency. 2. Before non-vessel members come aboard, ask the crew to enter the cabins to prevent any close contact. Keep a distance of at least 1 meter from the non-vessel members and have them wear a face mask correctly. 3. Supervise the crew's activities, work, dining, bathing, etc. If anyone fails or refuses to follow the rule, report the case to the vessel owner immediately. 4. Prepare a 1,000 ppm bleach solution daily to disinfect the vessel's public areas. 5. Meals are delivered aboard at the designated hours. Breakfast, 7 to 8 a.m. Lunch, 11 to 12 a.m. Dinner, 5 to 6 p.m. By couriers dressed in PPE, face mask, gloves, isolation gown, etc. Disinfect the routes of the couriers within 10 minutes after receipt of meals. 6. The gangway should not be mounted if not necessary. Deliver supplies and unload catches through the hatchway to reduce the possibility of the crew disembarking or having contact with non-vessel members. 7. Have the crew undergo daily health screening, including temperature check. Ask each of the crew members if they have any of the following symptoms: fever, itchy or sore throat, runny or stuffy nose, loss of taste or smell, nausea and vomiting, diarrhea, fatigue, etc. If anyone shows any of the symptoms, call the Department of Health, Kaohsiung City Government at 07-723-0250 immediately. 8. Any violation of the aforesaid rules, if verified by the authorities concerned, is a violation of Articles 27 and 28 of the Regulations on the Authorization and Management of Overseas Employment of Foreign Crew Members, and the vessel owner will be fined 50,000 NT dollars to 250,000 NT dollars in accordance with Paragraph 3, Article 42 of the Act of Distant Water Fisheries. The inspectors will be fined 100,000 NT dollars to 1 million NT dollars in accordance with Article 15 of the Special Act for Prevention, Relief, and Revitalization Measures for Severe Pneumonia and Novel Pathogens. Guidelines for onshore COVID-19 tests for the crew of deep-sea fishing vessels. 1. In principle, the crew should not pass by another vessel after disembarking for an onshore COVID-19 test. Anchor the vessel at the first berthing space in advance or have the crew disembark at the appropriate dock. 2. If passing by another vessel is inevitable, the crew must abide by the following rules when traveling to and from the test center. 1. If the crew of 2 vessels are to receive a test, only when the crew of the first vessel disembark can the crew members of the second vessel disembark one by one. 2. Pass by the other vessel as quickly as possible. Lingering is prohibited. Keep from touching anything of the other vessel and wear gloves when necessary. The crew of both vessels must always wear a face mask and avoid any talk or contact. 3. For the crew of the other vessel, keep a distance of at least 1.5 meters from the crew members who have disembarked, and perform disinfection after they pass by the vessel. 4. The vessel owner must have the hands and shoe soles of the crew disinfected when they disembark. 3. If you have any of the following symptoms: fever, itchy or sore throat, runny or stuffy nose, loss of taste or smell, nausea and vomiting, diarrhea, fatigue, etc., inform the doctor at the test center of your symptoms and fill out the COVID-19 health checklist. Guidelines for deep-sea fishing vessel in unloading catches at a controlled wharf area during the onboard COVID-19 quarantine. 1. Before unloading catches, the vessel owner must contact the Marine Bureau of Kaohsiung City Government to delimit the area for unloading catches. The Bureau will set up traffic cones or non-entry tapes. The vessel owner cannot change the bounds of the delimited area without permission. 2. Those who enter the delimited area must provide their contact information and wear a face mask and gloves. The area should be disinfected with alcohol. With evidence collected by the police, violators will be sent by the Bureau to relevant agencies and prosecuted accordingly.